Good day guys, come here, welcome back to Langrisser M news from the future. So, featuring part 1 of this video, the new hero and heroine release for the month of March and to April. So as you guys can see right now, it is a very sexy she-male. Not just joking. It is actual female. Don't get scared or for you guys with weird taste. Don't get accidentally turned on. All right. April's Fool over. All right, and as you can see, featuring the first heroine, it's known as Celica. So right, the usual stuff. 3 parts of the video. First, introduction and quick backstory of the characters. Then part 2 will be going through on the actual skills faction, etc. Then part 3 going on some sharings of pros and cons and how to build up the characters and last but not least, watch to the end for the translations and characters item building to share with you guys, or the translation that I did myself to share with you guys. So are you guys ready? Let's get started. So, very great thanks again to information shared and provided by the Langrisser mobile app, Mongha Soyu, and featuring Celica. So, previously during the OVA story of the Langrisser featuring Tatalia and Nim solving about the Eternal's Gardens arc, this character has initially appeared briefly. It was initially she appeared as a character clad with some hoods, white hood, covering most of her features and only showing some of the reddish of her hair. So some fans initially thought it's just a male character who just, well, maybe look slightly girlish in design or more feminist in design. However, and up to everyone's surprise, it is really a she, a character, the lady characters with, and it's always the usual time where I got to slip, my hand slip and whoop, oh my god. Yep, another characters with 2 volumes bigger than the fist of my arms or my hands, and well, 1 punch through the moon. And this time around they did very symmetrical design for the shoes wear, the bottom half. As you can see, the shoes, the stocking, everything. Oh my god, I really want to call her mommy. Sorry. And yep. So coming to characters, so hey, usually we just end with the voice pack at the end of part 1. So moving on to everyone's curiosity, whom she's being voiced by. As you can see, the CV is known as Yukana, aka in Japanese she's voiced by Miss or Mrs. Yukana, or full name known as Nogami Yukana. And if you guys think this name is quite familiar, she voiced the following 2 characters. On the left, a series that is so famous and yet I have not watched. Only know her as the Pizza Girl. There's none other than the very famous show known as Code Geass, and she voiced this character CC, aka the Pizza Girl. Then on my right, definitely one of my more favorite show that I watched in the past 10-20 years. It's from Full Metal Panic. She is one of the second primary female leading characters. I wish to say that. She's known as Teresa, so very pretty and nice girl. And then some relation she shared with is with Iris, or in the Japan version she's pronounced as Irisu, not Alice in the global version, she's not a E, A, or L character, she's an I character. So quick relationship is following the growing or expansions of the curse, all the servants has betrayed their vow and ran away from the garden of the Roche's family, the once famous alchemist family is now only left with, or is down to its last bloodline. And yet, this unicorn lady that saw its loyalty to protect the Roche's family has now become the only relative or close one to this lady. A mystery combination. A unicorn who have lost her memory and an alchemist that has been bound with curse. What futures or what destinies awaits them? So this is her relationship with Iris because long story short, for some reason Iris due to some past event has came to this small corner of Gay Pais and was saved by the Roche's family and has been serving them for, well, as you can see, a few hundred years, and finally down to its final bloodline, and both of them will be the only family left for each other to help with each other as of the current event. Of course, I'm not gonna over spoil you guys. Then second is with, well, Undercamo, aka Yanni. So some brief story back is between her and Yanni is in the past, Celica decided to travel to Nolan to seek out the Sacred Wood Passage to find out the mystery and secrets of mana, but only to find out to a surprise that Nolan has been infested with external forces. The once frozen jetty has now been infested with demons. And this brought upon great disasters or dangers to Celica and her allies. So, what plans does the crazy believers behold, and who are the ones controlling those people? And as you can see, well, during the Gay Pies arc, and the Kalmar aka Yanni is, well, definitely one of the great antagonists setting up all those things. And another things aside is, for you guys who have played through the story, you will definitely know that apparently Yanni has befriended Celica, and Celica treat her as a very close friend until she finally find out that Yanni has actually fallen to the dark side. Then, okay, this is an art drawn by Granda Curry, Miao Xiaotu Liana, and there's a chibi art, and even it is chibi in a chibi form, as you can see. Whatever is popping out should be pop out. And now we will hear her speech on her characters. Behold the holiness.
強化交換は万物の法則。錬金術師セリカ・ロセウス召喚に応じて参上したわ。
Okay,
強化交換は万物の法則。
Okay, let's listen to it again.
交換は万物の法則。錬金術師セリカ・ロセウス召喚に応じて参上したわ。
So, okay, what she's saying, roughly translated, is, well, if you guys watch FMA, aka Full Metal Alchemist, you might have found this speech quite familiar. She's saying, a law of nature, it's the equivalence exchange. I am Celica of Rochus, the alchemist, have been summoned upon your faithful request. Roughly around there. I mean, sorry if my translation is definitely not 100% accurate, but yep, her class in the game or story at least is an alchemist. Basically, she is mostly, as you can tell, a support character. And one thing to take note is that I've always been saying there's this urban legend that the characters who are strong are having names that goes with A for Alhazard, L for Langrisser, E for Langrisser, and L for Langrisser. Those characters are gonna be like very strong characters. And yep, her name is Celica. However, if I managed to summon her, and throughout the Gate of Fate storyline, 90% of the story, she's not being addressed as her name Celica. In 90% of the storyline, she has been mostly addressed as the character or the lady of her family known as the Rochus family. If you guys sorry, when she comes to your respective server, whether it be global or other server, if you play through the story, a lot of characters will be addressing her as the lady or young lady of Rochus instead of calling her Celica. So for now, I'm going to categorize her as the R character. And not to mention that she's in fact a tier 1 to tier 0 support and healer in the current meta. And with that, we are going to part 2 featuring the skills, talent, and factions of the characters. And here we go. So, alright, welcome to part 2 of this video, and now featuring Celica. So, okay, I'll be skipping the rest of the backstories. I mean, you guys can find out more. I'm trying my best to keep the video much short and sweet, unless any viewer requests. So, okay, that's it. So, alright, for her factions, she is from the Glory of Light. She's also from the Princess faction and also Yellow's. So she is belonging much to the Elwyn faction, Glory of Light, then also Princess, then followed by Yellow's, which 2 out of 3 is still currently in the meta format. For PvP, Princess we have Christiane to provide her the faction buff. Then Yellow's we have Landers. Then for Glory of Light, currently the Rune Emblem, aka the casting for Elwyn, has not been released yet, and fans are speculating that his 3C, his casting or Rune Emblem will definitely be coming, or speculate to come before June 2024 this year in the CN server, and it's gonna be definitely a much better build and buff for the faction. So if that's gonna be true, Celica is definitely great. She will be able to enjoy all 3 faction buff. But then again, as a very strong tier support healer, she alone is very great. because now we are coming to your talent. Alright, her talent is known or roughly translated as Alchemy Inheritance. So watch to the end for the translations I have done for you guys. Okay, number 1. Increase intelligence by 20%. Number 2. When using healing or support skills, you reduce the skill CD by 1. Number 3. When you end your turn, you can swap the skill you use on that turn with one out of the 3 randomly populated skill set based on the cost of the skills. This means that when using different skill costs, random generated skills generated will be different, the range will be different. And as you guys can see, there's text, so I'm going to quickly go through, and don't worry, later on we will show you guys the picture icon, and I'll write it in my translations. So for 1C, you will gain offense and heal support skills. I'll be going through on the 1C offensive skills that you get to choose. The first one will be Fireball, Lightning Strike, Wind Blade, or Fish Strike. So it's pretty cool for her that you're gaining all the skills that can counter against infantry, cavalry, flying units, and also Lancer class. Then followed by heal and support. 1C skills, you get Strengthen, Shield, Heal, Crystal Restoration, and Equivalent Replacement and Resist. So Equivalent Replacement is her exclusive skills, which will be coming to you in a while. So do not panic, guys. Then for her 2C, for offensive skills, there's only one that is known as Ice Dragon Breath, and this is the AoE skills to mainly counter against Lancer unit. And I strongly believe that of all the AoE skills they give, this is definitely a great skill, because Ice Dragon Breath will give you leg breaking skill, debuff icon, meaning it will cause enemy tanker to not be able to guard in case you need it. The rest is like either remove buff or just give a random debuff. So they only give you one offensive AoE debuff skills, and this is definitely one of the best. Okay, for the heal and support, they give you, oh my god, there's a whole range of top tier class support and healing skills. You have Miracle, Mass Crystal Healing, Mass Heal, Prayer, Attack Blessing, Armor Affinity. Armor Affinity is again exclusive skills. Then you have Gospel. Okay, just a quick note to be updated again. Some of the name used may be inaccurate, so kindly refer to the part 3 of the video later on for the picture reference of the skills options. Basically, she has a combination of all the strongest or best skills all the previously top healers has. You have skills that like Thierry's Attack Blessing and a Miracle. Then you have Liana Gospel and also Prayer. Then you also have Crystal Healing, the Mass Crystal Healing that is from Rose and Seal, and after casting you gain the same effect. So that's pretty cool. And don't worry, we'll be going through on later at part 3, so to find out more. Okay, so now we are coming to exclusive skill 1, as you guys can see here. And only for this part of the video, we only going through on the exclusive skills only. For all the skill set, we'll be only going through during the demo play. So please like and subscribe and follow my videos. Alright, exclusive skill 1, Armor Affinity. It's a 2C skill, has a CD of 2 turns, the range is 3 blocks. The AoE type is support single target. The skills are as follows. Number 1, cast on the target and gain 3 layers of armor affinity buff. Okay, the buff provide an effect, increase your equipment resonance effect by 15% for each stack, and this is affecting your enchantment rate. Then second, when buff are being dispelled, armor affinity will be dispelled first. It's priority to be dispelled first. Then third, armor affinity can be stacked up to 5 layers, meaning you have a max stack of 75% extra and can be stacked with your enchantment abilities. So an example will be if Breeze, Clock, Taunt, and Frozen enchantment chance is 30% trigger rate. When stacking with armor of infinity at max stack, you will definitely become 100% trigger rate, meaning you guys do not always have to bet on your luck or your chances for your enchantment to trigger. So there's a high chance to get 100% trigger rate, or at a minimum with 3 stack is 45% plus 30%. The minimum you receive is 75%, and at maximum is definitely 100% trigger rate. So this is actually one of the thing or reason that makes her a tier 1 to tier 0 support healer. This skill is very cool, and after executing these skills you can swap out to another skills, then afterwards another turn these skills will come back without having the need to care if there is CD or not. So just for FYI, her skill swapping has no CD. Unlike older release characters, when you choose the skills, like example Chlorotair, when you use his 3C, if you try to choose either the single target or the AoE, once you choose it and use it, they'll need to enter its respective CD. For Celica, there is no need for it. Once you choose it, even if this skills went into CD, the next turn you can choose to swap or tag out for other skills, and then the turn following, if these skills come back, it is just ready-made and you can just use it again. I know it's hard to visualize through words. This is just a short explanation for you guys. You guys will be able to find out more during the demo play, so stay tuned. Okay, exclusive skill 2. There's a one here. Okay, it's known as equivalent replacement or equivalent exchange. This is the usual theory of an alchemist, or if you guys are familiar with Fullmetal Alchemist, well, you got it. So this is a 1C skill. The CD is now, the range is 3 blocks. The AoE type is support ST. This is a very nice skill again because there is no CD to these skills. You can choose not to tag out these skills and keep it if you think this skills is gonna help you a lot, because the following effect is definitely gonna shock you guys, man. So number 1, heal an ally and recover HP based on the caster's intelligence times 5. So this healing skills give you 5 times based on your intelligence, which is like a normal healing. This is very cool. Number 2, reduce the heal unit longer CD skills to 0 turn. Number 3, this skill CD will become the same as the skill original CD that you reduced. Of course, pros and cons. So if you guys are not wondering, so one example I'm going to give you is, if you guys remember, for example, either Jugular or Witam, aka Wet Ham, the evil Mashu version, their 3C is around 8 turns, 8 CD. So if you're not playing Clock Enchantment, usually you're gonna be waiting very long for the skills to reset before you can cast again. However, after they spend their skills, and if they are near you, you can cast these heal skills on them and straight away reduce their skills, the skill with the longer CD to 0 turns, meaning you get an instant reset, because their 3C, Jugglers and Wet Ham 3C their skills with a longer CD. As long as there is longest cooldown rate, when you cast this heal, they will be instant reset. However, the downside is that these skills will become like their skills CD 8 turns. So if you try to heal any hero skills with a lower CD, because of their skills having lowest turn, these skills will have the lower CD. Like example, normal healing or like Rose and Seals, single target crystal healing, there's no CD to it, meaning this skill will just be able to spam it every turn. But if you try to use on longer CD, after using this skill, don't worry, you can tag it out and choose another 1C skills available to you. So this is very versatile skills, I gotta say. And now moving to last but not least, her 3C skills. Okay. Again, a very useful skills, having both passive and active. So the effect as follow is known as Alchemy of Creation or Creation Alchemy. And it's definitely one of the 3C skills with the shortest seed cooldown rate ever. It only have a CD of 2 turns. The range is 3 blocks. The AoE type is single target. Okay, passive skills first. Number 1, after using support healing skill, cast on your ally with your own Spirit of Mana buff effect. Okay, Spirit of Mana buff will provide the following effect. It will provide increase Celica's unit range increased by 2 and increase the damage deal by 30%. So do know that this is only applicable to Celica only. It will add to her, so if she has Spirit of Mana buff, she will have the effect of increasing her cast range by the unit range by 2 and increase her damage deal by 30%. Then to active skills. Okay, active skills, the effect as follows: cast on a target to let it gain Spirit of Mana, and you enjoy the following effect. Number 1, after battle, recover HP based on the caster 2.5 times intelligence. Number 2, buff turn count you receive from the caster will be increased by 1 by an extra turn. Number 3, when receiving death blow, you will not die and be revived with 30% of HP. Number 4, after you revive from this skill's ability, remove Spirit of Mana buff and increase the CD of this 3C skill by +1 turn. So the minimum of this skill CD is 2 turns. The maximum is gonna be 3 turns because of +1. Number 5, you can act again after using this skill. Okay, so this is the first act again support skills on yourself for healer ever. Then number 6, Spirit of Mana can only do the following. First, cast on one target. Second, it cannot be dispelled. Third, it cannot be immune. Fourth, when using this skill, it will not trigger the talent skill of the skill swapping effect. So this 3C ability cannot be swapped or cannot be tagged out because it's not treated as, I guess they don't try to treat it as a support skill. Is treated as a single target but not a support, so that it will not has a conflict with talent itself. And that's it. And it's pretty cool. Once you cast this 3C on the target, each time you cast a skill on your allies, you will cast an additional follow-up on the unit with the Spirit of Mana. Based on what I have seen on the demo plays, you guys be able to see and find out more during the play. And that's it for her talent, skills, and 3C. So last but not least, now we'll be moving to a pros recommendations on and discussion about her pros and cons about these characters. Here we go. So alright guys, welcome to the last part where we features information provided by the Langrisser database, 梦幻模拟站资料库. And before we carry on, just now we have been talking about her 3C skills that provide the Spirit of Mana, provide a revival skills of 20% to your target allies. In case you guys are wondering if this only once per game, the answer is not. As long as Celica is alive and the skill CD is ready, she can keep abuse these skills to cast revive on the target ally of your choice. And this is how great she is. But of course, she's not without weakness. A lot of test play has pointed out that her main or only weakness is the only 3C, because upon triggering the death and revival skills, you will need to wait for an extra 1 turn, because it will cost your skill CD to end up +1 turn before you can cast these skills again. And that is more or less the cons that most players review about these characters, and that's it. So she has very low cons rate on her characters review. And this part we'll also be going through on characters, what are the things that she needs for her casting, and also characters to help with her bond. So we'll find out more. So okay, unlock her bonds. So for her defense bond, she'll need the help of Iris, aka the Unicorn Girl, to unlock her defense bond. Then for her intelligence and crit rate bond, she'll need the help of Yumia, aka Phanesis, which is known as the elder brother of Iris, which his will be the main feature star on part 2 of my video next. So, and this is the ingredient that you need to unlock for her rune emblem, aka casting. So these are all the materials you will need. Then you can check out the stats difference. So of course, if you want to ensure greater survivability, you will go to choose the mage class. However, if you want to enjoy faction buff or class buff from Elma 2.0, aka Lightbringer, you'll be choosing the holy buff. But then again, because of her character's talent, she enjoy herself 20% buff. Personally, I think even if you do not choose holy class um, without enjoying this class buff, she'll be doing fine on her own. And things you guys want to find out. So what you guys see on the top is all the 1C skills that you can swap out with. The random 1C skills, you get to choose 1 out of 3. Then the one below is the 2C skills that you get to choose. So just now I've been speaking about swapping out that the skills will reset. Meaning if, for example, the 2C skills, like for example, the Ice Dragon Breath, the one that you see on the bottom middle, the AoE is skills with 5 CD. So for example, on this turn, if you cast Ice Dragon Breath, then if you do not take it out, this skills you got to wait for 5 turns before you can cast again. However, if you can take it out for another skills like Miracle, then on turn 2 you will cast Miracle. Then when you end turn, if 1 out of the 3 option is Ice Dragon Breath again, and if you choose it on the third turn, when you want to use it, you can use it straight away because it's treated as a new available skills. It's not treated as an old skill that is currently in need of waiting for its CD to end before you can use it. So this is how good or how cool Celica's alchemy skill swapping options is. Okay, as this part is describing, so regarding her swapping skill, it has this following skills rhythm. So number 1, after swapping the skills, there won't be any CD. All skills are ready and available to use. Number 2, after using the current available skills, when you try to swap or take out the skills, the repeated skills will not come out. Meaning, if on the first turn you already had chosen or used Miracle, the second turn when you try to swap out for other skills, Miracle will not be in one of the random options. Number 3, when you bring two 2C skills or two 1C skills, when the random take out of the skills will definitely not appear the skills that you currently have. Meaning if you have currently you already bring 1 fireball and 1 wind blade in your skill slot, when you try to do a skill swap or take out, the AI of the system will definitely choose something that you do not already have. So they're trying to reduce the chance of getting you guys to abuse it. And this is the thing that actually she has actually been nerfed once of this system. I heard that pre-nerving you get to choose to get repeated options, but they're trying to stop this abuse system. So the AI actually change and they will force change the skill swapping thing, the mechanism. Sorry. And next is that the mechanism actually has a skill grouping definitions. It's like what you see in the picture below at rank 6. So your 1C skills, when you choose, you get to choose one offensive skills, one healing skills, and one support skill. So as you can see, they'll categorize it. Then for your 2C skills, as you can see, one healing, one support, and you go with such a mixture for some reason, because there's only one offensive skills. So they got to make do with it, and they'll mix it in such a way. So understanding or making use of the random patterns generated, you can in a way roughly force or make sure that Celica will get the skills that you want in specific turn counts. Okay, moving on to her 3C explanation. So when Celica uses her 3C, she can cast a very good great buff that has no CD, no buff turn count or CD, known as Spirit of Mana effect. And this effect includes the after battle recovery HP and revival skills. And all buff you receive from Celica will increase by 1 turn. And in the field all at once, only one Spirit of Mana, your ally Spirit of Mana, can only happen to one. Can only have only one Spirit of Mana can be available. And when the resurrect skills trigger, this buff will be then removed. Okay, then if, for example, you have 2 more targets. One is Landis and one is Christiane as your ally. So if you cast this 3C skill on Landis first, he will have this Spirit of Mana. Then after the skill CD is done, is ready, if you cast it on Christiane, the Spirit of Mana charge that is available on Landis will be removed and passed on to Christiane instead. Then the 3C skill passive effect can happen when Celica casts support or healing skills. In additional, will release these skills to the target ally with the Spirit of Mana to release an additional once more support and healing skills. And if the 3C is cast on Celica herself, she will additionally gain increased range by +2 and damage increment of 30% effect ability. So meaning, this is pretty cool. Meaning, for example, at the start of your PvP or PvE, if Celica casts Spirit of Mana first on, example, your SP Leon, then SP Leon move out to a very far location on the map. Because he has Spirit of Mana, it becomes a global skill. So when on the next turn, if Leon is out at a very far location in the map, Celica will cast a healing skill on, let's say, a miracle or prayer on the allies. Leon, despite not being in the range, will have this skill cast on him because he has a Spirit of Mana. So with Celica, the release of Celica, you do not worry about your characters traveling very far out in the map will die very easily or not being able to heal. As long as they have Spirit of Mana charge, they will be able to receive the support or healing from Celica. Then talking about her exclusive skill, the 1C skills, equivalent replacement or equivalent exchange. Okay, these skills can recover your ally HP and can reset your ally skills with a longer CD. Then after you can tag out with other skills, so you can ignore the CD of the skills. So this is basically describing the combo tag. Then exclusive skill 1, talking about armor affinity. Okay, this is definitely a game changer, a support game changer in the current meta era of Langrisser as described, because it can increase 50% of your equipment resonance rate. So when you have 5 stack of armor affinity, your trigger rate for enchantment on your items is 100% trigger rate. So meaning for clock, breeze, or anything, this is pretty cool. And not to mention, because with the release of Celica, I have been seeing more players using these characters, the last release characters. Previously, we have been saying she has been nerfed. The character is known as Tabriz, because she can use clock enchantment and greatly combo with Celica with her armor affinity. So that's pretty cool. Players can easily abuse the 3C skills now. And alright, we have come to the end. So, okay, last but not least, this is the recommendations, enchantment, and items building for Celica. So after this, you guys will be looking at the translations I have done for you guys, so you can understand more on the skills effect and mechanism. So, okay, that's it. So as you can see, the points and stars for her are the max 5 to 6 star, be it PvP or PvE, as she's currently known as the tier 1 to tier 0, or should I say double S to triple S characters in the Apex and also in your PvE daily events. So what did you guys think? Did you think she's overrated? She's definitely deserve the rating, or she's bad? Leave it down in the comment section below. This is Kami. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you like it. See you guys and goodbye. And on part 2, we'll be featuring Ymir. Goodbye.